During these weeks after Pentecost, when we are reviewing what it means to be a disciple of Jesus, I'm always grateful to St. Jerome for two things. If you remember, St. Jerome was the one who translated the Bible from Greek, which everybody was speaking at the time the Bible was written, into Latin, which had become the common language of the people. But Jerome also reminded us of something else, that everything in the Bible, every episode or passage refers to Christ, whether it's the Hebrew Scriptures or the New Testament readings, which obviously refer to Christ. I'm very grateful, especially for the reading today, because it seems to be so contradictory as it comes to us in English. But we must remember that translators always labor under the problem of accurately bringing thoughts and ideas from one language to another. And this is a good example. If we read the whole Bible as referring to Christ, and especially the New Testament, then we can't possibly accept that Jesus wants us to hate our families in lieu of our relationship with Him. That's not possible. It's contradictory. And so we read something about how the Bible was translated, and we learn that the word hate, which comes to us in the English, could also mean to value more or value less. So what Jesus is saying, if you value anyone or anything more than me, you cannot be my disciple. Of course, he could have meant hate in a hyperbolic sense of the word. But because of Jerome and his insistence that the whole Bible refers to Christ, we know that from reading the Scriptures that Jesus came to instill in us a life of love. Both God's love for us, His love for us, and the love He shares with us that we are to share with everyone else. When we are baptized, when we became disciples of Jesus for the first time, one of the things that was done to us after the waters of baptism was to be handed a candle lit from the Christ candle, symbolically handed on to us, and we were told, receive the light of Christ. In other words, what Christ is, was, and taught, we are to hand on to our own generation. It's like the baton being handed on in a race. So being a disciple of Jesus, I think the readings are saying to us today, is that it's much more than private devotion. It's much more than having a sense of closeness. Being a disciple means bearing witness. It means giving testimony. It means carrying on the life of Christ, which has been poured into us from our baptism, and letting Him live that life in our time, in our generation, and in our place. Letting Him relive or continue to live His earthly life in us, with us, and through us. And He's warning us, this can be costly. Discipleship is not a casual experience. It's above all something that we do deliberately. And so if we wish to be the disciples of Jesus, we cannot say that we were not warned of the consequences.